So legends, welcome back to the channel. It's your mate here, Pommy and Oz, and we're really pearly today. Round 5 started off at Gather Round, Adelaide Oval, the Crows versus the Cats, which we were live for. So thank you very much if you did check that out. We love just having you in and around and just having chatting footy with. This was a lot to take out of this game. Great structure, great chaos, a tactical arm wrestle, and it told us a lot about both of these sides in 2025. So welcome to the new show. We're calling it the Tactical Kicks. So let's dive in, hit you with some numbers and what went down in that game. How did it play out? The Cats walked into enemy territory with their usual confidence and panache and walked away with 4 points. But make no mistake, Adelaide made them earn this. This one was very tight. Just 6 disposals between the two sides. Adelaide with 365, Geelong with 356. But the game was decided in efficiency and execution, and Geelong were simply sharper when it counted. They turned 59 inside 50s into 30 shots. That's a shot payout of 50.8%, which is elite. Meanwhile, the Crows went inside 52 times, but could only generate 28 shots a goal. Not awful, but not efficient enough against a team that makes you pay on turnover. Speaking of that, Geelong made Adelaide pay big time. 75 scores coming from turnover chains. A massive return, which was really a hallmark of this game. Adelaide, to their credit, were incredible on turnover as well, 74. So there was fight, but it was Geelong who were really more polished with that ball going inside 50, particularly in the second half. The Crows actually won the contested ball, 137 to 135, and had more handball chains to try and beat Geelong's strict defensive setup. But it was their entries when they got there really lacked bite, particularly in that second portion of the game. The Cats were more direct, more decisive, and ultimately more damaging and got the chocolates. So what does the data tell us about their system? Geelong, the system machine. Geelong's blueprint hasn't changed much over the years. Their execution is clean as ever. They favoured territory and control over organised chaos. Their kick-to-handball ratio being 1.52 proves that kind of avenue. They racked up 6,100 metres gained, gaining 17.3 metres per disposal. That's control with purpose, not just chipping it around, but marching it forward methodically. And then their pressure to score game is incredible. 63 scores from forward half turnovers, 30 from centre bounces. This tells us two things. They're applying some serious pressure post-clearance, but their midfield is balanced in working hard both ways. They average just under 12 disposals per shot at goal. That's lean, efficient offense. They don't overcook it. They slice you open with methodical ball movement. Adelaide, on the other hand, modern day, fast, high risk, but not quite as clean this week. They went for a slightly more balanced approach at times, 1.46 kicks per handball, which tells us they were trying to break through Geelong's well-structured midfield forward press, their wall with overlap and chain movement, but it did come at a cost. Metres gained, 16.56, slightly down versus Geelong, and disposals per shot, 14.04, which means they were more touches to creating them chances, meaning they had to work harder and spend more time in that furnace of pressure. They generated 50 scores from the defensive half and 12 from centre bounces, meaning that too often they had to launch from deep with inside their own goal, without reward from them stoppages. Their ball movement was bold, but often it was reactive, particularly in that second half. When Geelong turned the ball over, they made you pay. But Adelaide, they did that, but the wall behind the ball was totally different, meaning that it was always more dangerous to attack and have the ball too much in these high-pressure areas. Let's look at 3 standout players in the team. Geelong, Bailey Smith, so 35 touches, 24 kicks, right? This is the link man all day. His ability to spread from the contest and use the footy by foot was instrumental into stretching Adelaide's zones. He worked on the wing, half forward and midfield, and was massive in transition, adding balance to their midfield rotations. Max Holmes, 22 kicks, 7 tackles and 6 score involvements. Home is becoming one of the premier inside-out runners in the competition. He turned defence into attack with his line-breaking speed, and his pressure acts, with them being 18, were huge, showcasing a willingness to attack and defend. A genuine two-way runner with plenty of damage. And Patrick Dangerfield, the man is ageless, isn't he? Took 4 goals, 21 touches, 2 goal assists as well. He was dominant. His impact was enormous. Brought the heat at the contest, but was mental as a matchup in the forward line, leading often to space. In the big moments, his presence was felt. The old bull is still raging. But Adelaide had a lot to take out of this game. James Peatling, 18 pressure acts, 8 tackles and 23 touches. One of the more reliable midfielders who felt like he had his finger in every pie that Adelaide did well. Hunted the ball, laid tackles, played high pressure, high offence, high energy that kept him in it in and around the contest. And he's not just grunt. He uses the ball incredibly well and was a constant outlet when the heat came on. Darcy Fogarty took his 4 goals well. One-on-one work is probably the best, but his set shot routine is massive. This guy never mixes. He's an absolute focal point, and when he's got the big towers working off him, he's a real threat. Converted 4 out of his 5 shots. Clinical. And Jake Saligo didn't fill the stat sheet with massive numbers, but his connection role is incredible. His 20 pressure acts, his clean acts under the pressure, and willingness to play between the arcs. His 40-yard crew and work rate is massive in them turnover chains. A really solid output from Jake Saligo. Let's look at some of them quick kicks. Geelong's turnover game is top tier. 75 points from opposition mistakes. Ruthless. Adelaide's midfield is incredibly promising, but their forward entry and connection needs refinement. This is a high-risk, high-reward game style, and when you play that way, when it doesn't quite work, you are victims on turnover. Bailey Smith in the system is dangerous. His composure, his run gives Geelong another gear. Dangerfield still got it. Timely burst leadership, you can't teach that. A real bull. Adelaide are building well. It was Geelong's cohesion and football IQ that stood tall here. They're still a little bit wet behind the ears, are Adelaide? They're still trying to perfect this art. But both sides came out of this with their noses clean, particularly on the 5-day break as well. Poor fixturing by the AFL. And Max Holmes is becoming that prototype AFL inside-out player. Fast, smart, tough and clever. So there it is, folks. A tactical masterclass from the Cats and a performance from the Crows that will give some heart and some homework to do. Geelong look polished, experienced and efficient, and this standard they're setting, they'll be sniffing around the pointy end again. And I think Adelaide aren't far off either. The talent's there, the system's getting tighter. These big games is where polish kind of matters. Let me know down below. Cats the real deal? Adelaide, are you still on them? Are you off them? Smash that like, hit that subscribe button, come and join the crew. I'll catch you in the next one. You're all bloody legends in my book. Pom out.
Spent all my life holding all of it closely.